The arms race in the Western Conference has officially begun. Yo, the Kings are making moves. For those of y'all who don't know, the Kings traded for DeMar DeRozan. Now, this ain't the move of the offseason, but I can't lie. The Kings are starting to become a little troublesome, especially if they end up grabbing Kuzma too. But let's get back to the DeMar trade. Now, DeMar isn't the cleanest fit on the Kings, and I do have questions about how he's going to fit in our up-tempo offense. You know, pushing the pace, jacking up threes, a pace and space type of attack. That's not really DeMar's game. He has more of a methodical, slow-paced offensive approach. He doesn't run in transition much. He's definitely not jacking up threes, and he mainly operates in the mid-range. On top of that, he's a terrible defender. And when you got Sabonis as your backline defense, that's a problem, because DeRozan needs someone to cover for him. And Sabonis can't even cover for himself. But hey, they got Fox, DeRozan, Sabonis, Malik Monk, Keegan Murray. They have a lot of offensive firepower. So even though they're going to have some fit issues to figure out, the talent upgrade going from Harrison Barnes to DeMar DeRozan is sizable. So yeah, the Kings are going to be annoying to play. They're going to be annoying as hell to guard. And I hope they don't get Kuzma. I don't care, bro. I'm hating. Next up, we got to talk about San Antonio. Yo, the Spurs are coming. This kid, Victor Wembanyama, is a mutant, bro. I've never seen anything like this kid before. Yo, look at this clip from FIBA a few days ago. What is this, bro? I've never seen someone his size that's so fluid and so skilled. The dude's Yao Ming's height, but he's moving like KD, bro. Like, come on, man. What we doing? On top of that, the Spurs picked up CP3 to throw dimes to him. Chris Paul's about to make his life so much easier, it's not even funny. The Spurs also picked up Harry B from the Kings for their hand in helping facilitate that three-team DeRozan trade. And they're reportedly the Warriors' biggest competitor for Lowry marketing. By the way, if the Spurs really wanted Lowry, they would have him. They have so many picks they could put on the table if they wanted to. That will blow the Warriors' best offer out of the water. But as of now, the Warriors are still the betting favorite to land Lowry marketing if the Jazz were to move him. But all it takes is the Spurs adding a few more picks to their offer, and it's a wrap. But if they manage to add Lowry marketing next to Victor Wembanyama with old man CP3 throwing perfect oops where only Wemby can catch it, bro, that team's gonna be tough to deal with. Lowry next to Wemby is as ideal of a 4-5 combo as you can get. The amount of versatility and skill that they bring at their size is ridiculous. But yeah, man, the Spurs are set up to be in the mix for a very long time. And I expect Victor Wembanyama at some point in the very near future to be the best player in the world. It won't be this season. It might not be next season. But trust me, it's coming. The Western Conference is brutal. And I haven't even mentioned the teams at the top of the West. OKC, Denver, Minnesota, Dallas, Phoenix. Bro, every team is talented. Every team is getting better. The West ain't no joke, bro. Which is why the Warriors need to go all in. Now look, my fellow Warriors fans, my peoples, hear me out. I know a lot of y'all have an attachment to the young guys. And trust me, I do too. I like our young core. I think we got a solid stable of youngins that can hoop. Look, I understand that the thought of trading these young players that we drafted after the emotional investment we put into watching them every night, that's a tough pill to swallow. It's tough, bro. You naturally grow an attachment to these young players. And with young players, you're always thinking about the hypothetical upside and their chance to be the next great player for the franchise. It's fun, man, I get it. But let me paint a vivid picture for y'all. Now bear with me. Hear me out. Wardell Stephen Curry is 36 years old, bro. 36. Now I know I mention that fairly often in my videos, but that's just because I feel like the point don't hit hard enough for some of y'all. The fact that Steph is still as good as he is at his age with his physical stature, bro, it's literally an anomaly. It's unheard of. You can make the argument he's the greatest 36-year-old player in NBA history, and if not the greatest, he's at least top 3. We're lucky he's still a top 5 player right now. Look, Steph's him, we get it, but he can't maintain this level forever. And while I do believe he could play at an all-star level until he's 40, playing at an all-star level and playing at a superstar level is two completely different things. I know y'all don't want to hear this, but we gotta be honest with ourselves. At some point, the Steph Curry regression is coming. It could be 2 seasons from now, or it could be as early as this season. At his age, it can literally happen at any moment. And once Curry loses a half step, not even a full step, a half step, the championship window is closed, bro. It's a wrap. Unless you bring in another superstar, which is why we should view these last 2 seasons as Steph's last realistic chance to win a championship as the best player on a title team. Why is it that all these other stars get to have a co-star to help them carry the load, but Curry don't? I mean, let's go through the list. Jokic has Murray, LeBron has AD, Luka has Kyrie, KD has Booker, Giannis has Dame, Embiid has Maxey and Paul George. And then you got Tatum and Brown, who are both 1A and 1B. Who does Steph have? 34-year-old Draymond? Really? 21-year-old Kuminga? Come on, bro. And look, that's not a slight on Kuminga. I believe in Kuminga's upside. I think he's going to be a great player. And I'm looking at the history of the NBA. How many 21-year-olds help you win a championship that are not generational superstars? And Kuminga's not a generational superstar. He's just not. Now, all-star for sure is realistic. A Jaylen Brown level player, I can see that, but he would need to turn into Jaylen Brown now. Let's just say hypothetically Kuminga's upside is Jaylen Brown. If it takes Kuminga 2 more years to become Jaylen Brown, That's 2 years too late, because in the meantime, you probably wasted Curry's last 2 years of his championship window. You can't afford to wait. On top of that, there's no guarantee that Kuminga even reaches that level. It's all hypotheticals. Curry's the best player in franchise history, and he's responsible for 4 out of the 7 banners we got hanging up. Before Steph and his dynasty, we haven't won a championship since 1975. And before that, we haven't won since 1956 and 1947. And that was back when the franchise was still in Philly. I say all that to say this: if you have to sacrifice a few young dudes in order to get Steph the help he deserves after everything he's done for this franchise, then so be it. The man is still a top 5 player, and the Warriors have managed to pick up some decent role players in Kyle Anderson, DeAnthony Melton, and Buddy Hield. All they need now is an established second option to help get Steph to the promised land. Lowry marketing is still there, and in order to acquire him, it's going to cost you some young players. That's just the price of acquiring talent. But the dude's a 27-year-old all-star that's improved every season of his career, and he's just now entering his physical prime at 27. Like, come on, bro, what are we doing here? 27 is not old. He still has 7+ years of great basketball in him. He's still young enough to be a part of the young core you're building around for after Steph, while helping win a championship in the meantime. So, Money Mike, I need you to get it done. But anyways, that's all I got for y'all. Look, if you disagree with my stance, hey man, it's all good. The good thing about sports, everybody has their own opinion. We can respectfully disagree. But anyways, let me know in the comments if you think the Warriors should go all in. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If I entertained you or you learned something new, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. I'll holler at you on the next one. Peace.